Today we just got Raid Episode 3, and I thought I'd share with you guys my initial reactions to this raid. Now keep in mind, my experience with this raid is just beating it once. I haven't found any of the other side things, or I haven't played through it multiple times. These are just my initial reactions. So a couple of things I say may change as I play through it a couple more times, or do some of the side missions, or anything like that. But as of now, this is what I think about this raid. And if I just had to tell you if it's good or bad right at the start, I think it is a fine raid. It's fun. There's just more of what you expect to see from these raids. And I don't think there's nothing inherently wrong with that, because it has a lot of just good raidy things in it, right? But at the same time, I can't help but shake this feeling that I just felt like there should have been like something more here. There felt like there should have been some step taken. And the reason I say that is because the last two raids that we've had, it always felt like they were introducing new ideas to them. I mean, with the first raid, obviously everything's new because it's the first ever one, but then the second one, we saw some parkour being introduced and some cool, puzzles that aren't just, I guess like regular puzzles. They're kind of parkour-y puzzles and stuff like that. Like stuff like that. It's new things that we hadn't seen before. But with this raid, it just kind of felt like more of what we've already had. And of course, they're not exactly the same, obviously, but I just feel like there wasn't anything really that unique to this raid. Don't get me wrong, I do think this raid is better than the first one by far. The first one isn't really hard to beat though, but still I feel like the second raid is just better than this one, because it just felt like there were new things going on there. Whereas this one, I just can't think of anything that really stood out to me. I think of the puzzle that we had where you had to jump around and put all the numbers in the right sections. Like, that's a cool cooperative puzzle. I do like that, but I just don't think it's anything too crazy or anything too cool. Like, if I had to say like one thing that stood out to me more than anything, it'd probably have to be literally the start of the raid when you're going down the elevator and all the bots are shooting at you and stuff like that. Like, that is a unique setting, but I just don't know if it's anything that is really going to be like, yo, that's insane type stuff, right? Like, it's not going to really be that. And I think that's my overall issue with this raid, is that I just didn't feel like it was taking that next step that I was really hoping that they were going to do. I hoped that with every single new raid, they were going to be taking another major step forward, introducing new ideas and new ideas. Now, to be fair, they did introduce one new thing that I did like. It was that we have loadouts now. That's cool. I really do like that, where we can actually choose a loadout. Now, I do feel like there should be a bit more work into getting those loadouts personally, because I just feel like there should be some sort of challenge to that, or at least some prior challenge before you load into that game. I don't know, maybe I'm just off here on this one, but to me it just feels like it's a little weird. You just find it and then, you get it. I feel like maybe you could do a side quest or something to it. I don't know. Regardless though, that's one thing that they did that was nice, but really, again, not much new things that feels like they're taking that next big step with this raid. One thing I was really hoping that they were going to take the next step in with this raid is the ending to these raids, because the other two, they were just kind of a little countdown or just run from the gas, right? And this one kind of feels a lot less anticlimactic compared to the first two. Like, the cutscene, I swear, just starts. Like, I don't think anybody who's completed this raid was expecting the ending cutscene just start there. Like, it was just like, oh, I guess we're getting the ending cutscene now. It just didn't feel like we were building up to that end. It didn't feel like the end was just about to happen, at least for me, right? I think a couple of you guys who've completed this would probably relate to that. And that's exactly the problem with this raid, because I was really hoping the next step they would take is just having a better ending to these raids. And I really want them to have boss fights in these raids at the end of them. Like, I really, really want that. And I didn't know if we should really expect that for this raid, but I thought we should have at least something, right? But this was just kind of ending, and that's just what happened. And I think that is, again, just kind of further explaining my issue with this raid, is that it just doesn't feel like it's taking that next step forward. Now, as much as I've been complaining about things throughout this raid, I still think the raid is fun. I still think it's worth your time. If you own Modern Warfare 2, get two friends and run through this. It's a ton of fun to play through it. I love the cooperative puzzles. I like the challenge that this raid brings. And, it's just an overall good experience. I think most people will have fun with this raid. And I don't want to take that away from this raid. Again, my problem with this raid is not that it's bad, right? It's a good raid. But it's just that I was really hoping that we'd continue to see steps taking forward, whereas I just feel like this one just kind of continued what we already had, which what we already had wasn't bad, but I just think raids could be so much better in Call of Duty. And I hate to keep comparing Call of Duty raids to other games like Destiny 2 and stuff like that, but I mean, that's kind of what we want them to be eventually, right? Like, I think even the developers want to see the raids blow up to these crazy things that you see in Destiny. And to me, I think the only way you get there is by slowly improving it over time. And when you don't see those steps being taken towards that final goal that we all want, that is a bit concerning. But regardless, that's about it for my initial thoughts. Again, these are just initial thoughts, reactions. Things can change with time, and I'll probably be making a proper review in the future. But for now, that's what I'm thinking. But I'm curious what you guys think about that. For the people who have played through this raid and beat it, what do you guys think about it? Do you guys agree with me or disagree with me or have some other opinion on it? Let me know down in the comment section below. Regardless though, that's going to wrap it up for me. If you guys did enjoy this video and you found it entertaining in any way, shape, or form, then definitely do all the normal YouTube stuff, like, subscribe, bell, share, and all that great stuff. But I'm going to go, and I'll catch you guys next stream, video, or whatever the heck it may be. And laters, guys.